It's day 150.
Of the 29th year and beyond. Well, we have been married exactly 10,742 days
Okay.
and 7 leap years.
Don't seem like a day over 9,000.
So wait. So, and people always ask me, how did y'all get to that point? How do y'all, girl, how have you stayed married that long? Like that's the typical thing that I get. But anyway, and one of the things I thought about that we do well is we don't really get overly angry.
No.
And, but this was the thing. When we first got married, it was really weird for me because I'm sort of a high-strung kind of person. And when I get upset, I sort of like to scream or I get louder. And I remember this like it was yesterday. We were in the apartment, and you said something, and I took offense, and I got loud, and you looked at me with this strange look, and you said, "Okay, I'm not gonna scream. We're not gonna scream or shout." And I was like, "Okay." It took me aback. I really didn't know how to take it, and so really for like the first, I would say maybe the first 5 or 6 years, maybe even the first 10 years, I really didn't know how to approach him when I was upset about something.
Okay.
Of course, you didn't know this.
Had not a clue. Just knew we were not going to be doing,
So how did you get to that part where you were able to control your anger that way? I mean, how did you get there?
Well, interestingly enough.
Because you got 6 siblings.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I was somebody that I didn't have a whole lot of patience, and I was quick-tempered. So early on, one of the things that worked for me, that's how I became a clown, because I realized once I started joking, it kind of took the edge off.
Okay.
And so that helped me to deal with my quick temper. But then it developed another issue. I couldn't stop joking. But I just knew that, no, as an adult, if we had issues and challenges, we needed to address them in a rational way. I was never going to be that guy that's going to be like, no, just it was a choice. I just was not going there.
So it was just a conscious choice to just.
It was a conscious choice, because to me that's a lot of energy and emotion that can be channeled in more productive ways. And when you're talking about being in a love relationship, I never wanted to be feeling like you were an adversary, right?
Right.
So, that kind of stuff is for like your enemy or your opponent, which you were neither.
Okay. So if you had to give someone a tip who was more prone to being angry, or what would you give them?
Well, you do what you need to do. First of all, you have to, I believe, you have to start out with your intention, being intentional that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going there. And then you work towards that. And so whatever it is required, if you have to, exhale, if you have to say, well, let me take a break and walk away, count to 10, whatever you need to do, whatever works for you, that's what I would suggest that you do. I just made it up in my mind that, that's not the kind of relationship I wanted. I did not want to be fighting and arguing, and because again, to me, that was just energy and effort that was not well served.
Agreed. And so there you have it. How to control your anger. First, you have to be intentional about wanting to control your anger.
First and foremost.
Because if you're one of those people that just thinks that there's something cute or something controlling about being angry, it's not. You're out of control. It's not attractive. It's the direct opposite. So I think when you're trying to, because I had to learn how to control my anger. And in doing so, it wasn't intentional to do so because he wasn't going to argue with me. And it's also a maturity thing too, because I think kids blow up and they, like that.
Right.
That's really what you come across, So,
temper tantrums.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Even when we would get angry or have disagreements and all that kind of stuff, frustrations, one of the key things is listen, not just what's said or how it's said, but listen for your spouse's heart. listen for the heart. What is really what they're trying to convey? What is really at the core of why they're upset? Listen for the heart, because you can pick apart anything and make a fight out of everything. Listen for their heart.
Awesome. Well,
Until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
bye.
Eat the cake, anime!